shoot the bugs. You ready?
Got a booger.
You got a booger?
No.
Okay. Hi, it's Friday afternoon. I know I haven't posted a vlog for a little more than a week. I know anything I say is going to sound like an excuse, but there wasn't a lot of good stuff to cover in the last week. Honestly, it's been pretty boring. I've been driving Uber and not able to film while doing that, and then there's just stuff that I haven't deemed very interesting. But I think I'm making a mistake by saying things aren't interesting, that basically stuff has happened every day. I just haven't been very good about filming it. But here's my excuse, and honestly it's a valid excuse. Basically, I do everything with my iPhone. I record with it, save all of my footage on it, I edit with it, I use it to upload to YouTube. The only thing I don't do with the phone is once everything's on, then I get on the laptop and put in keywords and, just there's a lot more I can do with the laptop as far as behind the channel stuff, analytics and those things, that I can't do with the phone. Yesterday I was taking some footage. Hudson had an ortho appointment for her back. They did an x-ray and just to see how her scoliosis is coming along. While I was filming yesterday though, basically the phone completely filled up. This phone is 128 gigabyte iPhone bytes. That's a lot of space. I had a whole bunch of my old episodes on there because I want to keep my episodes that I do in case something happened where they came off of YouTube. I wanted to have them available. Well, we have a Dropbox account, but for example, a 10-minute vlog video that I've done, completely edited, when I go to upload that to Dropbox, it takes 20 to 30 minutes to complete, and I have to have the Dropbox app open in order to do that. So I can't surf Facebook, take a phone call, record footage or edit footage or do anything except for leave that Dropbox app open. So that being said, over the last 2 days, 3 days, I've been offloading old vlog videos to Dropbox, and I've finally cleared them. So the phone's cleared out. There's plenty of space now for me to continue doing vlogs. As long as I stay diligent about that, I should be able to do vlogs every day now. Once again, I'll always say no guarantees, but I'm making a completely, I think I've got this figured out now on how to do this every day. So look out, guys, because here comes a whole lot of boring everyday footage. Like this sign says right here, the only way to it is through it. Seitz family motto. That is our motto here in the house. That being said, I had to sit down and actually do it. So let's hope that I keep getting videos up every day. I think this is number 47 of the vlogs. I'm looking to get to 50. I'm fine. I don't know. 50 seems like the number that I really wanted to reach. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop at 50. It's just that's it's 50. It's 50 vlogs. I'm kind of proud of that. So after 50, I'm sure I'm going to be looking at being excited about hitting 100. Hopefully, I'll hit 100 in a faster period of time than it took me to get to 50. What is that? A month and a half? Be able 2 months from now. Okay, so by Christmas, basically, I should be at 100 vlogs. proximal, my Christmas season. But please help me out by sharing it so that I can get as many eyes as possible on these vlogs. It is Thursday morning, and Hudson has an orthopedic appointment this morning at the Children's Hospital. So we've called her out of school. Dominic had a fever last night, so he's being called out of school also. It broke this morning, so he's I think he's fine for the day, but needs to be 24 hours fever-free before he can go to school. So no school for Dominic today, and no school for Hudson today because of her doctor's appointment being right in the middle of everything.
You're silly.
You're silly.
You're silly.
We had a minor problem this morning. We spilled Hudson's food, but we've saved enough of it. If you go back and watch an earlier episode, you'll see that food can be squeegeed up off of the butcher's block and back into her bowl. Got a couple of car seats here that I've got to get put back in the van. I did Uber last night, and you know, I took the car seats out. I don't need car seats in the van when I'm driving passengers around. The appointment is at 10:30. It is now almost 10 o'clock, so we are hurrying. It takes all of 10 minutes to get to the Children's Hospital from here. That's another reason we like living where we do, because we're really close to the Children's Hospital, so we can get there if we need to. Looking for any damage. Coming home last night, it was as though I hit the biggest pothole ever, and the rain had knocked a manhole cover out, and so that's what I hit. Not seeing it in the road, basically, because some of the water was covering it. So that was awesome. I did stop about half a block down. There was one of those little, they look like a sawhorse with the orange stripes and the yellow blinking light. The yellow blinking light wasn't working, but it was just laying on the side of the road. So I picked it up and took it and put it in front of that so that other cars wouldn't hit the manhole cover. That's two good deeds for the night. I'll tell you the story about the other one in a minute. Let me get this done. We're in one of my least favorite places right now, which is the Children's Mercy parking garage. And it is just horrible setup. And everybody driving in here doesn't know how to drive, doesn't know how to find a parking spot. Just hey, thanks.
I was gonna shut it.
You can?
I'm gonna go see a person.
But we got lucky and we got one of the closest spots to the exit somehow. And we have a guest star today. It's Hudson's nurse. And she's got, Dominic's got a death grip on her. We're getting ready to go into the hospital proper, so I'm not going to record anything where there's public. Let's see you when we get into the exam room.
I need to put some.
Whoa! We almost didn't make it, Dominic.
I need to
I thought it
put
was gonna
some.
get us.
I think with the curves both being 60 degrees, and we haven't shown any signs of progression really over the last 6 months, I think we're doing really good. Like I said, I need, a 60-degree curve in somebody that's older than Hudson is a surgical candidate, but for Hudson, she's got a lot of growing left to do, and I really can't do a definitive surgery on her because her chest isn't going to grow anymore.
Yeah.
So I need to buy her some time, and at some point, I think, as long as she's not progressing and her spine isn't getting real stiff,
Right.
I'm happy just to keep an eye on her. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like it's one thing if you have a 60-degree curve and your spine's stuck in that position, but she's got a 60-degree curve that is still pretty flexible.
Yeah.
So I think we're in good shape right now.
Stick with the Boston
Stick
and
with the
therapy.
plan,
and-
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you,
All
Doc.
right, you bet, sir. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
You bet. Bye, Hudson.
All right.
Bye, sweetie.
What do you think? He said no progression in 6 months. That's good. Good to hear. 60%. All right. Woohoo. That's good news. Are you happy? Oh my goodness. Bright eyes. Are you happy? Yeah? We didn't have to change anything. You're good. You haven't changed. Your back hasn't changed in 6 months. It's good. It's not moving fast. Oh my goodness. I was editing this footage basically of yesterday, and realized that I forgot to tell you that story. So I was out driving Uber. I had taken somebody up near the airport, which is north of the city, and I was coming down the highway. I noticed there was an accident, like the far right lane and part of the second right lane. 3 cars kind of spread out, sitting sideways. Their hazard lights weren't even on yet, so it had just happened. Truck that was ahead of me had swerved over, and then that clued me in that there was something there. So we got into the left lane. It was he ended up passing me on my right side, and then as I looked up, I see a car coming up barreling behind me really fast. So I flip on my blinker, I move to the right. That car goes and it's almost hitting the retaining wall on the inside of the highway, and his bumper's hanging off, and he's doing like 85, 90 mile an hour. And I think, okay, there was an accident back there. This car's bumper's hanging off and he's flying. He's either one of the people in that accident that is doing a hit and run, or he has just clipped that one of those cars and is doing a hit. I turn my Uber app off, start messing with my hands free, try to dial 911, end up like having to shut that off and go in. I follow him while I'm on the phone with 911, explain the situation. They say, okay, just, try not to stay right on him because you could, I don't want you to be in an accident. In the meantime, he pulls off into a quick, I didn't want him to think I was following him just to avoid confrontation. So I went on up a block and turned around and came back and pulled into the Quick Trip and walked in as though I was just buying a soda. The car was sitting out in one of the gas pump stalls. Another customer that was getting gas had seen the guy run over the curb on his way in, saw him get out of the car. The guy was barefoot. He says to the guy, hey, do you know your bumper's hanging off? And he said the guy just stared at him. So this guy sees that I'm concerned. We notice each other. He had followed the guy. He went to the restroom. Guy was hammered. I mean, stumbling and no shoes. Didn't even barely respond to anyone. The clerk at the Quick Trip did his best to stall the guy. Called 911 again. Still no response of anyone coming out. This guy called. We called 3 times in the 911. Nobody called. No response. We even saw police van go by on the street. We're waving at him, trying to get him. I end up texting a police officer friend of mine who lives in that area, And he said he had just gotten off work. He wasn't even in uniform anymore, but he was on his way home. So he went ahead and stopped by, and then through him making phone calls into dispatch and letting them know that he had the guy detained, which my friend Mike has like massive arms, and he just had the guy in a big old headlock, and because the guy was basically trying to escape the scene. I guess the 911 dispatcher wasn't clear, and so it was an officer needs assistance is what they listened to it as. At least 15 police vehicles show up, lights flashing, just you'd think there was, you know, a bomb going off there or something. Sheriff's department, a police department for one of the municipalities, and then the Kansas City Police Department. And I think there may have been 4 there. Anyway, they all show up, and basically he says, "Hey, I didn't need everybody here," and so it works out. The guy got a pretty set of handcuffs and got a real nice ride to jail, and his car towed. Too bad for him, but if somebody was hurt, then obviously the guy needed to be caught. I think he would have got away with it. So.